Hello there ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Chall and welcome to a brand new video. Track pieces of the original Nemesis roller coaster are being removed from the Alton Towers site over this last sort of week or so, and in this video I'm going to be discussing everything about the refurbishment for those of you who are new to the channel and don't know much about what the hell is going on. But before we get started, please do like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell to Nemesis YouTube video. We are also going to be talking a little bit about Sub Terra and what's been going on behind closed doors there as well. And for now guys, let's share everything. So first of all, for those of you who are new to the channel and have no idea what I'm talking about, here's a bit of history.
A public announcement from the Phalanx regarding Nemesis.
Designed to be a replacement for the Thunder Looper, the original proposal for the ride was a design from Aerodynamics. The company worked on the prototype Pipeline Coaster, and it was this that ride designer John Wardley first looked at, codenamed Secret Weapon 1. The ride was to be themed around a secret military facility and have a track length of just 300 meters, due to restrictions placed upon the park. However, due to a combination of technical issues with the design of the ride and financial problems with Aerodynamics, the project was on hold. A year later, the codename Secret Weapon 2 was brought out when the project was revived. This time, in order to accommodate a larger ride, rock blasting was undertaken in the area the attraction was to be built in. However, once again the project was abandoned. Having ridden the prototype ride, John Wardley described it as being slow, cumbersome, boring and inefficient. Rumours were circulating of a roller coaster design installed at Six Flags Great America by Bolliger and Mabillard, something which would be the first of its kind in the world at the time, an inverted roller coaster, where the trains are located beneath the track and your legs dangle freely with inversions. John Wardley entered into discussions with the general manager of Six Flags to gain further information regarding the ride, and after experiencing the completed attraction Batman the Ride, wants to add a similar ride to Alton Towers. Given the codename Secret Weapon 3, the proposals and design for the ride was developed throughout 1992, with Wardley working alongside Stengel Engineering to develop a layout which wouldn't just thrill and excite those on the ride, but also be appealing to those watching, with many elements being at eye level for non-riders to observe and enjoy from along the ground floor. It was the then marketing director at Alton Towers, Nick Varney, alongside John, who came with the name Nemesis and the concept of the alien creature being trapped beneath the ground. The ride finally opened on the 19th of March 1994, having a soft opening on the 16th of March. It was the first Bolliger and Mabillard attraction installed outside of the United States of America, proving to be a huge success, and Nemesis would become a pioneer in the series of innovative thrill rides to use the Secret Weapon code name, a code name which would become synonymous with Alton Towers and their future first of their kind and world-beating attractions at the resort. Now, what is happening to the beast known as Nemesis? Nemesis is getting a full overhaul and a massive refurbishment, and the ride itself will be entertaining many new generations of thrill seekers for the next 3 to 5 decades minimum. So what in the world will be happening as part of the refurbishment? Here's a reminder of everything we know so far. The ride will have a replacement of coaster track from the crest of the lift hill to the start of the brake run, replacing 89 of the 117 supports in these areas also, the removal of 636 bolts which will be replaced and regrouted, localized maintenance undertaken to the theming and buildings as required, the tunnel section below the maintenance area retained as existing, and the coaster track running through the tunnel replaced alongside the structural beam. Footers will be strengthened in limited locations and an additional foundation installed for a support on the downward helix, which received modifications in the past. The replacement track and support will follow the existing layout and design, and will have the same appearance externally. In addition to the works ensuring safety standards are maintained while keeping within the existing original design, an additional benefit is that the coaster track will be sand filled, which reduces the noise levels to the benefit of the site and local area. The current track doesn't have this feature as the method was not widely used when the ride was first constructed. Early Bolliger and Mabillard roller coasters were famous for their loud roar when in operation, which is produced when the train travels over the track, causing an echo in the hollow spine interior. Although the signature roar that Nemesis is known for will be sad to lose, Towers are committed to being good neighbours to the surrounding area and must make efforts to reduce noise produced from the resort when opportunities arise in their favour. So that is a full analysis of what we're expecting to happen with Nemesis, and as you've seen on your screen previously, track has been making its way out of the resort and on its way to most likely the scrapyard. Now, what about Nemesis Sub Terra? And this has been a big debate of whether that will return for the next season. Well, we've got some more updates on Nemesis Sub Terra and its possible return.
For decades, Phalanx has been delivering tactical security to sensitive research locations across the world. It has access to the latest satellite tracking technologies and boasts a 48-hour response time to any location on the globe. Phalanx is authorized by most international governments to use any reasonable force to achieve its objectives.
To give you the latest in the thickening plot of the return of Sub Terra, we've got a photo here from Theme Park Jack on Twitter, so shout out to him. Aerial photos recently suggesting that Sub Terra is currently a hive of activity, with a local engineer promoting that they're working on the ride, and that is of course Theme Park Jack there.
Phalanx was deployed to this location when excavations near the long-established Nemesis site revealed hidden cave systems extending for several kilometers below ground.
Now, they started doing the flooring taken by an engineer working on Sub Terra, and the photos show that a new queue line is being built on top of the old boards, which would certainly suggest the building is being reused. And it's also noted that the engineer referred to the ride as Nemesis Sub Terra. Just a little bit of extra context for what it is worth.
Recent discoveries at this site have prompted Phalanx to upgrade its security status to Category 1. These discoveries represent an astonishing research opportunity for this and future generations. Safe access is now guaranteed for both scientific personnel and civilian visitors.
Now, some of you out there will be thinking, you've talked about the latest developments on Nemesis Sub Terra, but what is Nemesis Sub Terra? Well, it's time to give you a bit of history on that as well, since we're talking about the history of Nemesis. Nemesis Sub Terra first opened in 2012. It's an ABC ride, dark drop tower attraction. Now, the attraction itself closed in August 2015. Obviously, Nemesis Sub Terra provided to be a short-lived attraction, but was actually a decent-looking dart ride. Now, Nemesis Sub Terra potentially coming back in some shape or form could be a big thing for Alton Towers Resort, and I think could be a wonderful idea to bring it back, especially when you've got Nemesis sat there closed for a full year or so for its refurbishment, ready for a reopening on its birthday in 2024. Now, to have Nemesis Sub Terra open in 2023, as well as the refurbished Jewel attraction, which I'll talk about in future videos on the channel, would provide an excellent bit of capacity spacing to provide capacity in the Jewel area, capacity in the front end of Forbidden Valley, and then allow a lot more guests to go down to the bottom to experience the Blade and Galactica, and most likely Funk and Fly, one of the Retro Squad attractions that sits there on the former Ripsaw plot of land. And it'll give guests the opportunity to see into the construction site of Nemesis, or as much as possible, depending how much towers block off of the particular site. So with everything going on at Sub Terra, we have to talk about Nemesis, and I'm personally very, very happy about this refurbishment. I've said in previous videos over on the now old Coaster Chall channel that Nemesis refurbishment will provide a lot of future generations with the chance to ride on the 1994 Beast, and to get a full refurbished Nemesis, a full overhauled Nemesis, would be a really great eye to see. Now, we have heard potential mentions of additional theming and additional effects in previous press conferences and interviews upon Nemesis's original closure in 2022 this year. However, I can't wait to see exactly what they plan to do. Will they bring back the red waterfalls? Obviously, we know about the red waterfall story. Nemesis used to have red dye in the water to create this blood red waterfall effect. However, it was removed quite a long time ago now, and it was due to the fact that the red dye was actually mixing in with the public water that went out of the towers and into the rivers nearby. So obviously it provided a bit of an issue. They stopped doing that, and then they stopped running the waterfalls pretty much altogether. So it'd be nice to see a new way, a sort of temporary way to create its own sort of pumpage system, which will allow the red dyed water to pump back into itself and be reused without going outside of the tower's capacity from a water usage point of view. Now, other effects that I'd like to see, some extra lighting, maybe some extra theming, maybe refurbish the station a little bit. Now, the station for me would be the least of the priorities during this refurbishment, as most of you theme park enthusiasts will already know, the station was given a full repaint over a 2-year period as part of the Towers Loving Care program. Now, if you don't know what the Towers Loving Care program is, this is what it was. From 2016 up until 2018, it was a 3-year renovation program across the whole theme park and resort to tidy up parts, paint stuff up, removing some attractions. Wicker Man was the sort of end of the Towers Loving Care program for me personally, because it was like that next big addition to bring back the crowds after the Smiler incident in 2015, and it was part of that renovation program for the resort, for the park, and the overall Alton Towers brand as well. So Nemesis Station was refurbished with paint jobs across 2 years, the front and the back in separate years of the renovation program, to bring the Nemesis Station back to its colourful, gory horror life. And this whole refurbishment project for me is going to be an absolutely fantastic project to see happen. Alton Towers have got so much stuff going on right now with Project Horizon, potentially for 2025. That's possibly an indoor roller coaster in that old Coaster Corner section that hasn't been used in like 20-30 years. So it's going to be really nice to see all these projects coming together. So thank you very much, guys, for watching this video on the Nemesis refurbishment and a bit of activity around Nemesis Sub Terra as well. Please do like, comment, subscribe. I'm the CHALL Terra for now.